Hey everybody, thanks so much for checking out Branch Out Guitar. I'm John, and today we're going to be talking about bass chord strumming, so let's get started. So we're going to take this bass chord strumming pattern and apply it to the chords that we've learned with the cage system before. It's just to get a little bit different strumming pattern rather than strumming the whole chord all at once. We're going to play the bass note, the lowest note in whatever chord that we're playing, and then chord right after that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So the 1s and the 3s have this low note, and the 2 and the 4 have kind of the chord after that. So I'm just going to step you through a couple of patterns here that you can apply to all those chords in the cage system. So with the C chord here, what you can do, the basic pattern will be starting here on the 5th string, play that note individually, and then you're going to play the rest of the chord after. And a good way to think about it, I heard a great guitar lesson once where a guy said he imagined a feather on the end of his pinky, and you're trying to flick it off. That's going to give you a nice positive downstroke to give you the rest of that chord there after you played the low bass note. So you have C, and then chord. Now you can do this with all these chords that I'm going to step you through, and I'll show you here. You can play C, and then the rest of the chord, that's the note on the 5th string. You could also play the 4th string. You could also move your ring finger over and play the note G on the 6th string, and then the rest of the chord. And you can use that to change up the low bass note to give you a little bit more variation, more melodic stuff happening with the bass. I know it sounds fairly country now, and don't worry if that's not your thing. This is definitely a good technique that you can apply to other stuff. It's just kind of coming out that way right now, but don't worry. But if you're a country guy, you definitely want to check this out. So there's some common variations you can do for the C chord based on this bass chord strumming pattern. If we go over to an A chord, it's going to be the same thing, so we play the 5th string and then the rest of the chord. We're trying to flick that feather off. This one you'd probably end up going between the A and then the 4th string. You go over to the G chord. Same thing. So this is slightly different than those other two because we're playing 6 strings, but again the concept is we always play the lowest note first. So that's going to be the note here on the 6th string, and then the rest of the chord. But because we have 6 strings, we have a couple other possibilities for the bass note. We could play the 6th string, or the 5th string, or even the 4th string. You go over to the E chord, same thing, but as the G chord, we have all 6 strings here. Just alternate between the 6th, 5th string, 4th string, and then the chord in between. That's the E chord, and then finally our D chord, caged. Again, we go over to the top 4 strings. So here, you could alternate between the 4th string, and you actually go a little bit lower bass note and go over to the 5th string open. I'm going to step you through a little progression here using the cage system, but we actually alternate back and forth between these bass notes using this bass chord strumming pattern. So we're going to have C, then we'll have G, and then we'll have E, then we'll have A, then we have D, D7, to G, to G7, and then finish back on C. So here we go. So again, don't worry about the country vibe that's coming out right now if that's not your thing. If it is, it's definitely a technique that you want to check out, but it's definitely also a technique that you can apply to a lot of different other styles. So that's it for the bass chord strumming pattern. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so that you can get other great guitar information. You can comment and share below, and definitely be sure to check out branchoutguitar.com for even more guitar information. We'll see you next time.